We know Ducati have been working hard, but they've been working hard for many years now, and always just missing that last little bit to clinch a championship.
Ducati were pushing for a long time.
We invested a lot into getting that. The pressure of delivering was high.
Getting the team's championship and everything was really nice, but that's that one thing that they've been aiming at since 2007.
After 15 years, it was not a dream, it was an obsession.
Casey Stoner looks behind him. Casey Stoner is the 2007 MotoGP World Champion.
It looked a lot better on paper and results than what it felt to us. When I signed for Ducati, of course, it was very exciting. I was going to a factory team. My first laps on the bike, my first thoughts were, what have I done? You know, I've made a huge mistake.
That year our bike was very, very difficult to ride. It was an extreme bike because of an extreme engine, mainly.
A lot of people thought 800s, we're going to make these bikes very good handling, especially the Japanese manufacturers seem to go, we want a light bike, we want something that turns really nice. Ducati went completely the other direction and said, we don't really care about the chassis at the moment, let's try and make this thing go quick in the straights. We were fighting all year trying to get the bike to turn.
Just look at this as they power over the start and finish line about 300 kilometers an hour. Casey Stoner says, thank you very much, goodbye.
Look like Casey born for that bike. The moment he jump on the bike, say, wow, it's good, it's really good. And I know because he's my teammate, he's just 2 meters behind me. And I listen what he say, for me, that bike have many problems. But for him, it's not like that.
Casey Stoner wins the Grand Prix of Catalonia. Stoner wins its 8th Grand Prix of the season. What a ride again by the Australian on the Italian Ducati.
Casey was so fast with a really strange bike, and he won some races, but that bike wasn't good. From outside, I'm happy I didn't try that bike.
We didn't have any budget, so whatever bike we started the year on is the exact same bike that we finished. We didn't get new chassis, we didn't get new parts, new engine, nothing.
We didn't recognize properly that the bike was even too much aggressive or too difficult to control. So 2008, 2009, we were still at the top, but we didn't win a championship.
Quite often we were the only Ducati running at the front or the only Ducati with a chance of winning or podium, anything. So I felt the weight of the whole company, everybody on my shoulders.
Took a long time to make a decision, and it definitely, it's an emotional one. We've had such a fantastic run with Ducati and had a lot of good time.
He felt it need to change something big because he didn't feel so good at the end of Ducati period.
We were not close enough to him. We made some mistakes at that time, and it's mainly our responsibility.
Just when Casey left, we understand very well that we had a big problem.
We are very happy and glad to announce that from next year, for the coming 2 seasons, 2011 and 2012, Valentino Rossi will join our team.
C'era una grande emozione in Italia dopo che Valentino ha firmato il contratto con Ducati. La motivazione di Vale era altissima, voleva dimostrare di vincere anche con non con la Yamaha ma con un'altra moto e ancora di più con Ducati che è una moto italiana.
Our target is fix the problem step by step and try to come closer to Yamaha and Honda.
Quando Vale ha provato la prima volta la moto, ho detto, ostia, questa moto qua non è facile da guidare. Era una moto che io appena l'ho vista, ho detto, bellissima da vedere, però molto strana, no? Il telaio era il motore, quindi era un blocco di ferro il telaio e non dava feeling.
He immediately said that the bike was not what he expected. It was a bit more difficult. There was many problems to fix for his riding style.
Everybody, and we too, were sure that we probably could not win the championship the first year, but the second it will happen. But we were too far.
Abbiamo pensato che Valentino, con la sua esperienza, avendo lavorato e avendo vinto con tante moto diverse, ci poteva fornire lui e anche il suo gruppo di lavoro una serie di informazioni importanti per fare una moto più competitiva e più prestazionale.
Ale find it more complicated than every one of us expected to understand this behavior.
Le caratteristiche di guida di Valentino non andavano bene con quella moto là. Vale è sempre stato abituato alla Yamaha, che il punto di forza era la guidabilità, e quella cosa lì l'ha persa con Ducati. E appena provava...
The bike was not turning, too much powerful, so the bike was wheeling a lot. Was not easy to control, also in the straight.
Ce ne sono state tante di cadute. Io mi ricordo che avevo una mucchia di tute di Ducati, abbiamo a casa così, tutte rovinate. Purtroppo è andata così.
What he needed, we were not able to give him in the years.
The reality is that I was never fast with that bike from the first test to now, and unfortunately, together with Ducati, we were not able to improve the bike and fix the problem that the bike have.
In this championship, you cannot change like this immediately. You need some years. When you have Vale like a rider, you have no time.
We were in a very negative situation. Also, the technical structure of the team was not fantastic, let's put it this way.
Filippo Preziosi had decided to leave. We had no clear technical direction where to go. And also within the team, there were a lot of friction.
I knew I had to make a change. And so I thought Gigi was a possibility. So we had different meetings, try to find an agreement.
The day before, I was the main enemy that Ducati can have because I worked for a different Italian brand. And the day after was the boss of Ducati Corsa.
He knows everything about racing. Racing has been all his life. He succeeded basically in every championship. Actually, he was just missing this MotoGP title in his career.
He was attracted by how serious we were about coming back and winning MotoGP.
Una delle prime cose che vorrei fare è cercare di migliorare la connessione tra il team di pista e il team che sviluppa la moto a casa.
I modify a little bit the organization. The people are the most important things, and also the organization is the second one, because first you have to have good people, and second you have to organize them very well.
He's a leader. In every meeting and inside of Ducati, he put the rules. And that moment, it was the priority. More than understand what you have to do on the bike. With him, the people started to work in a better way.
Gigi Dall'Igna, is he about to see a first podium finish while working with Ducati? What a day for Ducati. They're making progress.
And after that, Ducati did a new bike.
We reached, I think, the best possible compromise from all the area of the bike. That means engines, chassis, and electronics. We have to focus to try to win at least one race.
I still remember the first exit of Dovi in Sepang with the new bike. He stops after a couple of laps, went to the chair, he sat, he was not saying one word. He took off the helmet and he said in Italian, ci siamo. It means it's good.
The bike is different from our GP 14.3, so we need time.
What's the best part of this bike compared to the GP?
Turning is really different and helped me to be fast also when everything is not perfect. We start to speaking about podium. The engineer, the mechanics, they're working really hard. And to finish 2 Ducati riders in the podium is really special for us. And I believe this will be just the base.
Andrea Iannone, his first ever Grand Prix victory here at the Red Bull Ring. Andrea Dovizioso in second place.
2,128 days since Ducati last experienced a moment like this. When Casey Stoner won his home Grand Prix in Australia, they've waited an awful long time for a moment like this.
Direi che è un risultato che ripaga tutto il lavoro che viene fatto dai ragazzi a casa per sviluppare la Desmo 16 GP.
If you want to win the title, you have to win races, and so the first win was an amazing day.
We had a plan that once our bikes would be competitive, we would then look for the possibility to sign one of the top riders, because in the end our target is to fight for the world title. Jorge is a rider that we think can help us to reach this very important and ambitious target.
He's one of the most important talent that I saw in my life, so I would like to work with him. I know that working with him I can improve the bike.
It's normal to sign a champion rider to try to make a step.
Sometimes I read on the newspaper that Ducati cannot win the race because of the riders. I don't think so, but anyway, I don't want this excuse.
Net battle commence.
Jorge Lorenzo starting his Ducati debut from a lowly 12th. Lorenzo's gone well wide at turn number 5. Lorenzo's going to drop all the way to the back of the field if he's not careful. Big mistake. Jorge Lorenzo, a very disconsolate 11th place. Lorenzo 20 seconds off the front pace, a second a lap slower.
Here we go, we're in Argentina. Round 2 of the championship is underway. Is that Jorge Lorenzo down? It is. Lorenzo's down. Lorenzo off the Ducati.
Jorge came from a complete different bike, a complete different approach to ride. He made a huge effort to adapt to our bike.
We hope to change the bike for the future and that the bike adapt more to my riding style. But till this happens, I will have to do whatever it takes to be competitive like the Heartbreakers.
Jorge was not a cheap rider, okay? And investing a significant amount of money for 2 years without getting the result we expected was also a factor that made us at a certain point say, hey, we need maybe to find a different solution for the future.
They are super euphoric when everything is good, and they start doubting a little bit about the rider when something is bad, or this was my case. To take me out of Yamaha, they put a lot of effort, but then they lose completely the confidence when things were not right. And I was still the same rider with the same skills, the same talent, but they got no confidence in myself. Zero. They got from everything to zero in just 1.5 years.
Every time in life, you have to decide based on the data you have. And actually, when we decided not to continue, the result we had were very kind of erratic, let's put it this way.
He came to Mugello when basically already the decision was made that he would go to to Honda, and he won that Grand Prix.
Do you think that you could have been world champion with Ducati?
I think so.
How? With more time with that bike, or?
Yes, with 1, 2 or 3 years for sure it will arrive. I have no doubt, but we will never know.
Jorge Lorenzo is back in business. He wins for Ducati here in Mugello.
Ducati quizá demasiado tarde, pero al final me ha dado piezas que me ayudaban a mi estilo de pilotaje para marcar la diferencia. Y el método Lorenzo ha funcionado, no como mucha gente decía que no iba a funcionar con esta moto.
At the end, you cannot change the decision that we took at that moment, and we don't know. Maybe it's the wrong decision, maybe not.
It's double delight for Jorge Lorenzo here in Barcelona. And it's mixed emotions really down in Ducati. They don't really know what to do. They must be kicking themselves.
It's always easy to say afterwards, if we would have done it like this, would it be better? Probably yes, because he found that feeling, and it was in a way a shame to let it go, but it is.
I think that was a big mistake for both.
For Andrea Dovizioso and Ducati. He is a big championship contender. Here we go, Marcus, they almost done. Dovizioso's going to win it in Austria. Andrea Dovizioso wins his 6th Grand Prix victory of the season. It's kept the championship alive.
When Jorge arrived, it was a very unique boost for Dovi to actually perform like never did before.
Andiamo!
I think that we had the bike and the rider to win the championship in those years. Unluckily, we fight with one of the best ever rider of the world.
Mark and Honda in that moment were a bit better. The mix were a bit better than us.
If Marquez was not in the equation, then Dovi would be 3-time world champion.
Who is going to be crowned the 2017 MotoGP World Champion. Let battle commence!
I really couldn't make a better result. I just felt we wasn't strong enough to beat Mark and Honda.
Oh, he's run wide. Mark Marquez has run wide. Late drama here in Valencia. Come on, Dovizioso. Oh, it's all over. What a season for Andrea Dovizioso. 6 wins, 2nd in the World Championship. But this man is as good as you will ever see riding a Grand Prix motorcycle.
2019 happened something where the relation start to don't be good as before.
The last years with Dovi was not the best for us, you know. The trust was not the same than the beginning, and at the end the trust it's important.
Too many times I had a wall in front of me. I couldn't really work in the way I wanted. It was more, this is your fault, this is my fault, this is your fault, and this is not the best way to achieve the result. The relation wasn't good enough to really continue.
We had a meeting this morning with Simone Battistella, Andrea's manager, and we realized that there are not the conditions to continue.
It was really a difficult decision, first of all on the human side, but sometimes racing claims harder decisions.
After 8 years, if you're not getting the result, most probably it's a good decision to change.
We saw that there was a new generation of riders coming from Moto2, also with a riding style that maybe could also help to improve the rideability of our bike.
The first approach was in 2017, and at the start of 18 we signed the contract.
What we saw in him convinced us to sign him when he was not yet Moto2 World Champion.
They recognized my talent, my performance, and they really wanted me to be a Ducati rider.
Pecco is the new star. He can be a Ducati's champion for the future,
Ducati, a differenza di tutti gli altri costruttori, vede il percorso di crescita dei piloti in maniera abbastanza diversa e se possibile più strutturata.
We grew up riders with our satellite team.
As a rider, being on a satellite team, it gives you a massive boost when these guys in red come in to sit down and listen to you and care about what you're feeling with their motorcycle.
We can have a lot of more information, working with different riders, with different style.
We share the data between all the riders.
If you try to learn from the others when they are faster or when they are doing something better, helps you to improve.
If you want to build the bike, you have to don't listen only one rider, but you have to listen to everybody.
It's another Ducati win. Jorge Martin is a MotoGP winner here in Styria. The beast reigns supreme in the Middle East. What an emotional victory for Enea Bastianini and the Gresini Ducati team. It will be Pecco Bagnaia surely that will take the victory here in Misano. Here comes Bastianini. Bastianini, how close was that?
Están haciendo un trabajo que flipa Ducati con todos los equipos satélites, cuidando a los jóvenes pilotos, trabajando muy bien. Nada es casualidad.
The Ducati is a bike that fits for a lot of styles and everyone is super fast.
Ducati at the moment is one step or even two in some areas in front of everybody.
There is many Ducatis in the top 5. The bike is going super well. Pecco is the one that he is the man to beat.
91 points at the top of the championship for the Saxon Ring. 10 races later, and Pecco Bagnaia will be crowned 2022 MotoGP World Champion. One of the greatest comebacks in Grand Prix racing is complete. The long wait is over. 15 years of Hurtado for Ducati. They are world champions for the first time since 2007.
I think 3-4 people in the box are the same from 2007. So I was feeling all this pressure, all this weight behind me, and it wasn't easy, but was also motivation to achieve.
When we had Casey, probably we stay too much concentrated on the rider, and probably was a mistake. Now we start thinking to the bike, we need to make an easy bike, and then with an easy bike, the results will come.
Many things have changed, and for the best, obviously. Now I think we have proven to be able to build one of the best bikes, if not the best bike.
The young ideas of some engineers mixed with the experience of some other one give us the possibility to mix the past with the future.
It has been a long journey, and finally I think this title with Pecco is a reward for all the effort of so many people who have been working hard and never gave up.
At the end we catch the result, and so we are really, really happy for that.